Welcome to the stream, everybody. Calico, welcome, welcome. Joanne, Lizbeth, Pat, welcome, welcome. Maya, everybody, let's finish a bridge. Oh man, it's been a chaotic day for me. I will fill you in as we go. Let's see. Before we get back to this, and I do need a little help maybe remembering to record. Do I have... There's no way I got enough mud, right? To build all the way up and then go out and then fill all that in. I mean, it's not super far off what I have. But I could probably use a little bit more, which probably means I'm going to need some more dirt too. Oh, but you know, we can knock out two birds with one stone because I need to mess with the terrain on this side a little bit. Y'all, so I finished up stream the... Well, no, this, what am I talking about? So yesterday, right... anybody who lives in at least North Carolina, I don't know about other parts of the South, there's a very well-known tradition that when 4th of July rolls around, you know, in North Carolina, it is banned to have fireworks that leave the ground unless you have a permit. Now, I don't even know the process for getting the permit. Nobody has the permit unless it's like a professional show. But that doesn't stop people from driving to South Carolina and buying fireworks that leave the ground there. And it is a very well-known thing. Like, you cross the border and there is just huge fireworks superstores, like Walmart-sized stores for fireworks. And it is literally for people who are going to cross over the border and buy fireworks. So, now, I drove to South Carolina yesterday, and, for legal purposes, I totally set them all off while I was in South Carolina. I would never bring them, you know, across state lines or anything like that. Nope. No way. That's a bad thing to do. So I go to South Carolina, right? And we go to this, and it's my first time ever going into one of these superstores. And I honestly had no idea what to expect. It is insane. It's just like a store full of boom. Probably shouldn't say that word on stream. It's crazy. It's crazy. They've got TVs that like demonstrate videos of the fireworks, so you know what you're buying. And these things are expensive. There's all sorts of fireworks. Some of them have the most wacky names. Anything from, you know, like the Patriot to there was definitely like the Devil's Lettuce, that kind of thing. Like, why would you name... I don't understand some of the fireworks naming, but it was way overstimulating. It was craziness. Wow. Hey, Naomi, thank you for the resub. Hey, Root Beer, welcome. Let's see. Yep, happened here in PA too. People would go to Ohio and New York to get them, but now it's all legal here. Hey, and we have not caught up here. So, anyways, right, we go to this store and we get some fireworks. And we totally, you know, again, we set them all off. It took a 3 hours total of driving to get there and back. And there's this very famous place right on the border between North and South Carolina. Anybody around here has probably heard of it. It is called South of the Border. And it is a... I don't even know how you describe it. It's kind of an amusement park. It is a... and I do not mean Latino/Hispanic. I mean, it is Mexican themed amusement park. There is a giant tower with a giant sombrero. I'm literally going to take a moment here. Hold on. I'm going to do this the most stupid way possible because I don't want to mess with the stream too much. Let's see. Okay, here you go. No, this isn't right. Hold on. Sorry. We're getting sidetracked, but it's so ridiculous. All right. You see this? It's a little hard to make out. There's a giant tower with a sombrero. I think this is a little bit how it used to look. There's bars, there's an inn, there's mini golf, and as I've recently learned, there's a fireworks store in there. And again, this thing sits right on the border, so parts of it are in South Carolina, right? Tell them about the billboards. Oh yeah. So, and literally, there's a highway that runs from like all along the east coast of the U.S. So you could literally drive from New York to Florida on this thing. It's called I-95. And south of the border is directly off of this. Like you can see it from the highway. So what am I, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so billboards, like you can see I swear they've spent more on billboard advertising for this place than they have on the actual place itself. There is probably 100 billboards within over the course of like 60 miles in either direction on this leading up to it. It's absolutely crazy how many billboards there are for south of the border. And every time I've ever driven by it, it is a ghost town. There's nobody there. It doesn't look super run down. It just looks like nobody's going to it. So it's always kind of been an enigma to me that it's even still open. Pitbull, you are right. Yes, Pitbull the fluff. You caught on to exactly what everybody thinks it looks like. Yes. So anyways, yesterday was the first time I've looked at it and gone, that's how they stay open, right? Because that fireworks store was popping. I've passed this thing probably a dozen times in my life. And this was the first time that I saw probably dozens of cars there. I was like, I see. It's very seasonal. And this place is insane, by the way. I've never actually been. It is a little bit of a bucket list item to go just to see, because the place has such an bizarre energy. I don't know how to describe it. I would look up for anybody, just if you just want to look at an interesting place, just look up south of the border, North Carolina, and or South Carolina. It's literally North or South Carolina because it's on the border. Actually, it's probably in South Carolina because it's south of the border. Okay, anyways, realizing things I probably should have known my whole life. I've been there. Maya, you've been to south of the border? Wait, Maya, we need to hear some details. I've never been. You've been to south of the border. Wait, Calica, are you saying you've been to south of the border too? I passed that place on a road trip from Virginia to Texas on Christmas Eve a few years ago, and it was the most bizarre ghost town I've ever seen that time of year. I still don't believe it's real. Wait. Really? So it's not just me. Everybody knows of south of the border. This is crazy news. Which is not that surprising. It's on I-95, which anybody on the East Coast has been on I-95. But as somebody who lives not crazy far away from it, it's weird to me to understand that other people know of it as well. Last time you were there was in 2015. It was so dead. I don't, that place has been around forever. It's crazy to me that it's still around. We drove up and down 95 a zillion times. Yeah, there you go. I need to sleep. Hopefully we will not deal with any zombie horse guys today. Stop by on road trips. There are several people there, but only during the travel season. Okay, so my understanding, actually, I remember hearing something about this the other day, or like a few months back. The reason they are still in business, the people who own south of the border also own a popular product of some kind. Hold on. This is such a tangent. I know y'all are here for Minecraft, but south of the border is such an enigma to me. Hold on. Who owns south of the border? The Schaefer family. And they own the popular Tex-Mex restaurant chain On the Border. And I am trusting an AI summary here, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Joined, okay. What popular products do they also own? Bellheim Ginger Ale. Okay, which to be honest, I don't think I've ever had. It's just, yeah, it's just, so my understanding is they keep the place alive basically out of fondness. For it, like nostalgia, and they love it. And it's not that it's a profitable business anymore. They just have the money to be able to keep it alive, and they do, which is they're kind of legends for that. Place is just such an energy. Maya, you have a South of the Border mug? Please send a picture of that in Discord. Please. I need that I need to see that. Oh my god, that is incredible. Anyways, the whole reason, yeah, so I bring up South of the Border. Actually, I don't even know why I say anyways. That is pretty much all the story of the fireworks. I get back from that drive, right? And need to change a car battery. So it's kind of late at night. I go to Walmart to buy a car battery. Turns out their car center, I missed it by 30 minutes, so it was closed, which means I couldn't do the battery exchange, yada, yada, yada. This is boring details, but it was the worst. I changed this car battery, and the process of changing this car battery is a nightmare, right? For people who aren't super car savvy, changing a car battery, it sounds scary because it is fairly high voltage, but honestly, it's not that hard. It's fairly safe as long as you know what you're doing. Like it's really more of a burn risk than it is like an electrocution risk. But it's really not much harder than like changing a light bulb. There's 4 bolts that you do. You know, there's the 2 cables that attach to the battery. You just unbolt those, take it off, and you take off 2 more bolts on a strap that keep the thing in the car, so when you hit a bump or something, your battery doesn't go flying. It's not that hard of a process. And yet, this took me probably 2 hours. So the actual process of putting the battery in took me like 45 minutes. For no dang good reason other than this car had the dumbest design ever. And it resulted, when I say this car had my blood, sweat, and tears, I mean I was sweaty because it's in the middle of July, or it was the 1st of July. I was not quite crying, I guess. Okay, I was getting dang close though. And it certainly got some of my blood. I don't know if you see Band-Aid here, Band-Aid here. This thing was so badly designed, I needed 3 hands to change a car battery. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. And if anybody needs evidence, just look up changing the battery on a 2015 Toyota Camry. Like, it should not be as hard as it was. So I had such a day yesterday. By the time I got done, you know, I had driven 3 hours each way, or an hour and a half each way to get fireworks. And then, you know, I set them off, and then I came back, and then went through a whole unnecessarily complicated process of changing a car battery. By the time I was done, it was like 9 p.m. And then my lovely wife took a ribeye we bought and made the best steak sandwiches. And I sat there eating, holding a huge steak sandwich with my bloody, mangled hands. And it was the best steak sandwich I've ever had in my life. And that's what living's all about. There, story told. I have changed batteries, changed my oil, changed my tire, changed a headlight and turning signal lights. I did this all after my first husband passed away. I've never even put gas in my SUV until 2018. Well, first of all, I'm sorry about your first husband. Second of all, mad respect. It's hard, you know, especially when you've never done something like that. Cars can be quite scary because they're fairly complicated machines with some dangerous, you know, there's some things that could really go wrong if you don't know what you're doing. It's an intimidating prospect. I did replant everything, right? I don't need any of those seeds. Yeah. We'll hang on to that for the moment. Let's go breed the cows. Give me 10 minutes to watch some videos on it. Tell us about your fireworks. Oh yeah, what have I been missing in chat while I've been yapping? We saw the billboards and tried to stop, but nothing was open and no one was there. It was so creepy. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so glad I got to talk about South of the Border. It's like a weird fever dream. You know, I think South of the Border as an entity is my sleep paralysis demon. It's a weird thing that surfaces into my memory as a weird, like, cryptid enigma. One day I will face my fear and go to South of the Border. We certainly are getting close to having enough cows where I can do a big cull and get some proper food. Okay, folks. I think it's about time we get back to work on this bridge. Hard to start, but neighbors and YouTube are helpful. Hey, there you go. Yeah, exactly. I think oil changes can be particularly scary because you have to get under the car and you have to probably use like ramps and such, which that's a very intimidating prospect if you are not used to working with cars. Okay. And it's not like look, I'm a Minecraft YouTuber. It's not like I'm super good with cars. But I've worked on cars a couple times in my life, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of. Okay, so let's think about this, right? So for those, again, if you want to look at the thumbnail, you'll see the idea is that this is going to come up and arch into here. And it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like anything, okay? Yeah, I see you guys. It doesn't look like anything. The thing I'm just trying to figure out is what is going to be the best way to figure out how to do that. Do I need to go down onto here? Probably that will be the smartest way of doing it, yeah. Oh. You're from the South, you should be an expert. Generalizing. Oh, there's plenty of car experts around here. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. All right. Now I have to wait for the water to catch up. I'm good with cars. All I have to do is cry and the power of misogyny will make a man fix it. Dang. That's insane, Maya. Oh, almost forgot. Elgin Dogs, welcome. We're working on a bridge. How high do I need to go before I start arching? Probably, I'm gonna say another 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where does that leave me? Yeah, that's probably about right. We'll use this as a temporary block. We'll go up 3. Then 2. Ooh. Actually running out of leeway. Oh no, it's okay. We can arch back actually. Two over. And how aligned are we? Okay, not quite. 2, 3. Then we'll go up one more time. 1, 3, 4. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this. Right, so kind of a mini arc. Or archway. That does look right to me. Once it's mirrored on both sides and such. I was told that if I have any issues, I need to stand on the side of the road with a good with the good popped looking as confused as possible. Joanne, what? I did not understand. Something got lost in translation as you said that. Okay. I think I go 5. And then put that there. Come on, yes. Does that look right? It's too long. Maybe more like that. How's that look? Better. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I need to get back over and sleep. Hear a drown, but no scary drowns. Okay. Oh, he has a Nautilus shell. He must die. Excellent. Sorry if I missed because I'm working, but did you start recording? I did. In fact, I'm glad you said that because I need to pause for a second. Oh gosh, it's nighttime and I'm definitely not within proper range of the top there. We could get another zombie horseman. Wouldn't that suck? Do I not have a shield right now? I need to get a shield ASAP. That's not okay. I don't have arrows or a shield. I am playing way too dangerous at the moment. That is way too risky of a position to be in. Anything bad up here? Just a slightly tough zombie. Oh my god, no. Not feeling that right now. Okay. Eat up. Surviving off melons, don't have a shield, don't have arrows. What am I doing right now? There we go. Okay. Now we sleep. I asked in YouTube, but faster here. What do you think about ESA? Oh, ESA saying private Minecraft servers are illegal. This is the dumbest crap. And I don't think it matters, to be honest. I don't think ESA's going to do anything about it. I think what it is they're trying to maintain the legal precedent in case there is an incident where they want to be able to shut something down. But there is no real logic in this. And I think Mojang in particular, is not going to, is never going to interfere with this because they understand it is a very important part of what makes Minecraft work. Doggone it. Didn't quite do that right. Now, that doesn't make it fully okay that they're acting like this because it does mean that Minecraft or that private servers forfeit their rights. For those who don't understand what's happening, ESA, which is the European, is it actually it can't be the European Space Agency. That can't be right. But I know Europeans ESA is also the European Space Agency. There's no way they're one and the same, right? I don't know what the actual agency responsible for it is. It's European something. They publicly said in court that they said Minecraft private Minecraft servers are illegal and that it is a form of privacy or piracy. Nutty stuff. It's some absolutely crazy thing to say. But I'm pretty sure they're essentially claiming this to give themselves to not forfeit legal claims should they want it, basically. I don't think it'll ever actually come to fruition, but it does suck because them taking this posture means that if Minecraft does something scummy that screws over private servers will not have any sort of legal leverage if they're supposedly piracy. It's like, well, it was never your right to do anything with in the first place. Also, absolutely ridiculous. Minecraft releases server jars. They specifically release the software for private servers. It is such a load of crap. Just such a load of crap. Makes no sense. Okay. Need that. I don't have arrows hiding anywhere. No, not really. Oops. Yeah, makes no sense. I would be very surprised if anything actually ever came of it, but I'm pretty sure it is just legal posturing. As far as I know, they don't even actually care to maintain that for the Minecraft servers. They might just be claiming it now to help maintain the stance they're taking in whatever case they're fighting at the moment. I don't even know what the case is that they're arguing this about. I think it might just be a bit of a caught in the crossfire moment. They have 2 lawsuits. I see what you're saying. They are setting a precedence. Yes. Yep. Why don't I sleep? I did sleep, hopefully. Yeah. Why don't I sleep? Yep. Taking a great nap right now. Wait a minute. That's not bad. Okay, let me think. So while that finishes smelting, because I need some more stone, I am going to go real quick mine a little bit. Gotta figure out a spot in here to do a little bit of quarrying. I don't know. Do I want to do the quarrying in my nicely manicured tunnel? Probably not. This is so extra. I do kind of like, okay, right now, for instance, I'm going out of my way to go mine somewhere else, which is so extra when I just am trying to get a little bit of cobblestone. But that is kind of what I like about long-term worlds, is that you set these arbitrary restrictions for yourself to make the world better in the long run. Like, it's ultimately your Minecraft world in the long term is a culmination of your decisions, and not doing things like quarrying right underneath your home will make your home nicer in the long run. Like, you got to think further ahead, right? I mean, I guess I supposedly one day could come back and fill it all in, but why do that when I could just go over to my stone quarry, right? Which I gotta be careful because I believe it is right around here somewhere. There it is. Okay, I've not quite reached bedrock down here. This is a little bit of a sketchy situation. I can ask my mom. She's a patent attorney and is familiar with IP stuff. Or a patent attorney, sorry. I would actually be very curious to hear their opinion. Yeah. They have 2 lawsuits right now. What lawsuits do they have, Calica? Also, did anybody clarify? There's no way it's the European Space Agency, right? What? It's at the European, like, Securities Administration or something? What does ESA stand for in this context? I bet there is multiple ESAs. Is there a cave? No. Wait, what's going on down here? Did I actually... Weird hole. I don't remember putting that there. Entertainment Software Association. That makes sense. Oh, is it not European at all? Which I guess would make sense because Europe, Microsoft's not European. Ah, I think we're just getting used to your sketchiness. We just close our eyes. Hey, look, isn't that what makes hardcore exciting, right? What's the point of a hardcore world if you never take any risks? Okay, I've definitely got plenty of stone back home, I think, to be able to finish the bridge. I just don't want to be fully depleted when we're done, you know? Though I've somehow worked up to 3 stacks already, and that is surprising. Nope, it's American. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. European Space Agency. Well, now that just is embarrassing because it's not even European. I was gonna say, I was very confused. I was like, what on earth does ESA, European Space Agency, have to do with Minecraft? But it's good to know that that suspicion did not make any sense for good reason. All right, that's enough for now. Yeah, America, land of lawsuits. Too true, too true. All the lawsuits and none of the important ones going through. Did you imagine this sheep knocks me into the pit? Death by sheep in my hardcore world. I'm sure I'll lose this world. I know myself well enough that I'm almost certainly going to die in this Minecraft world at some point. Like, I will lose this world more than likely. So what I do hope is that before I do, I build something really cool. I at least, like, get the starter base finished. I think that's part of why I went so hard with the starter base is, like, get it out of the way that I just don't want another world that is, like, half-baked, you know? If this ends up being my first hardcore, like, well, I'd say at this point, this is genuinely, like, a full run at hardcore, right? I've kind of got everything. I just haven't beat the dragon and such, but, or I guess been to the nether, but I'm like properly into it now. This is definitely like, I would not want my first hardcore world to end in a very incomplete state. I'd like to get some stuff done in this world before the inevitable day happens. No names were mentioned. During the California State Senate hearing, ESA's VP of State Government Affairs, Jennifer Gibbons, stated broadly that they have, quote, 2 pending lawsuits against private servers right now. Oh yeah, I remember. That's right. I did hear that. Yeah, and I don't even know what to make of that. I'd love to know what the claim is. I feel like we would have heard a little bit more widespread panic about it, about those specific servers if it was something crazy. I don't know. I doubt they're just suing private servers for the sake of it being a private server. I bet there is something those servers did that Microsoft feels the need to take legal action against. No idea what. No idea if it's valid. I just suspect that's what's going on. Oh man, we're running out of storage. Also, all sort of sense of organization is just falling apart here. Okay, we do have a Nautilus shell there, which means we have 6 Nautilus shells. We're actually only 2 shy of a conduit. Okay. Oh, hold on. I need to go ahead and grab some more of that stone. Okay. Let's get this bridge done. Is that going up or down? Up. Couldn't remember if I just slept or not. I will see if my attorney friend can find out. I would love to know more. Yeah. I know the story's been making its rounds everywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something about it. It's pretty dumb, honestly. But private servers are objectively good for the game, and I'm fairly confident Mojang knows that. Whether Microsoft knows that, that's a different story, but I will say the one thing that does make me genuinely a little bit nervous is Microsoft or Mojang finally adding like local server, the ability to invite friends, like a friends list, and the ability to join each other's worlds. I can't, there's a proper word for it. I'm just failing to remember what that is. The only way to do that long distance would be to host a server. So you could make a claim that is a step towards eliminating private servers by making it so you can play with your friends without it. But then again, you could also make the argument that Realms was that, and you know, private servers have been still around for plenty of time. I don't think they will do that. I really don't, because it's such an obviously terrible move. Like that would just murder Minecraft. It just would be such a devastating blow. Minecraft would never be the same. I don't see that happening. Because Mojang's not always the most in touch with the community, but they're certainly not that out of touch either. Like, that is just that would be such a fundamental misunderstanding of the game. And it is always worth pointing out, too, Microsoft never said this. Mojang never said this. A organization that is affiliated with Microsoft said it. And that's all there really is to it. It is... Oh, shoot. I didn't record. Peer-to-peer is what I was looking for. Thank you, Isabel. One, two, three, right? Yep. 3 over, and then what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does it do 4 first? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Calica, no, it doesn't. Stop. It doesn't. I swear. Once it's like complete, it won't look so much like it. It's just right now, it's because it's an outline, it makes it worse. I'm not saying I don't see it. I do see it. I'm just saying it won't look like that forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ah, almost walked right off. One, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Ducky IUD bridge. No. It's just a bridge. It's just a lovely, lovely bridge. It's I had a choice today when I named the stream. I was like, do I give it a name that I think is fun, or that like doesn't encourage this joke and this perception, or do I get the one that more people are going to think is funny? It's pretty obvious which one I went with. Hubby was up here with me before the stream started, and he even asked why there is an No, he didn't. Calic, are you serious? Did that really happen? Oh my god. It doesn't look that much like it. It's missing like a little divot here. It's not identical. It's just it's an anchor. Here, it's an up anchor if you turn it upside down and add little bar here. Oh. It's not fair. It's not an IUD. It's not. It's not. Dang it. Just wanted to make a pretty bridge. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7. The divot isn't gonna make it look more like more. Are you arguing with Maya? Shush, shush you. You've given me enough trouble. I gotta. I heard something about. By the way, for Everwake fans, I heard something about Viking has been taunting me. I don't know what that means. I do not want spoilers. I have a feeling somebody in chat knows what that means. But I am concerned. Maya, you are a goat chatter. Finally free from ad jail. Congratulations, Ducky. You've served your time. Sure stops some ships from sailing. What? They're Queen. I don't get the comment, to be honest. I know, and it's funny. No one say anything. Wait, what? Oh, no one say anything about Everwake. Right. Yeah. No one say anything, seriously, but oh man, I'm probably a little bit shy on stone bricks, which is annoying. Am I one too high here? No. Do people really try to spoil Everwake for you? It's happened a couple times. It's not very common, but there have been attempts. But yeah, generally it's a pretty it rarely happens, and that's honestly the only reason I even talk Everwake on stream ever, is because I feel fairly confident that I'm not going to get spoiled. But I have had a couple people kind of, it's not too often that people try to directly spoil. What will happen is that people will get a little too close with their hints, or their like speaking around it, to the point where it gives it away. Look at that. That's starting to look good. It looks good, guys. It looks good. It doesn't look like anything else. It looks like a bridge. Wow, look at that bridge, guys. It's a bridge. Viking did say he wants you to stream when you get Everwake back. He wants to see your reaction. That's all I'm saying. I figured he was going to do something. Pretty sure one of his stream titles said something about him getting some kind of revenge. But I figured revenge was coming no matter what, because I definitely gave him a hard time last cycle. Bridge cult now? IUD bridge cult? Dear Lord. Okay. Do I need... Is that enough? Might be a tad shy. It's probably enough, but... Let me just go ahead and... make a little bit extra. Going up. Good. We're not saying it doesn't look good. Sure, you're saying it doesn't look good. You're saying it doesn't look like a bridge. In case it's not obvious, I do think this is somewhat hilarious. I'm not actually all that bothered by it. I am a little bit rolling my eyes at it, of course, because it is like, oh, of course something like this would happen, but no, it looks like a bridge, and maybe it looks like something else too. All right. So that's the shape. Let me see it from over here. Oh, look at that. That is gonna look good when it's done. All right, let's start filling in the mud. The bridge to life. You're easy going. That's why we adore you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, look, reality is I just like entertaining, you know? Like, when's it not fun to tease the streamer, right? Everybody wants to tease the streamer. So sometimes as a streamer, you just gotta let people like have a little fun at your expense. So yeah, no, usually when you guys find a good bit and everybody's enjoying it, I'm more than happy to let it continue a bit. If you guys can entertain yourself at my expense, that means I don't have to entertain you. You're doing it, you're entertaining yourselves. It's a win-win for everybody. Makes my job easier. All right, here we go. Don't take things too seriously. We go with the flow with the IUD helping. It's how the human brakes works. We see weird things and everything. Oh yeah. You know, human brains trained to see faces and all that. This whole weird shared human experience thing we're all going through. We're all in this together. Ah! I don't know how I let go of shift there by accident. But that was a little spoopy. Let's not do that again anymore. Doesn't a IUD affect flow though, or cycle? I actually don't know. I feel like it does. I'm ruining it. Why must you enjoy my efforts to torment you? Maya, that's just how it goes, man. I'm sorry. You're right, Maya. I'm sorry. Oh, curses! Maya, no! How dare you entertain everybody on my stream and make them more watch for longer, helping my retention? How could you? Some IUDs have an ant flow. I do not know. Yeah, I know very little of the effect IUD. All I know is if you have an IUD, you can't get pregnant. I don't know where the line is on what YouTube's gonna get mad about me talking about on stream sometimes. So it feels like it shouldn't be something weird to talk about. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust YouTube. I've been burned too many times by YouTube in the past. I'm always very careful about these kinds of things these days. Well, nothing's 100%, not even close, for sure. Or even those. Oh, yeah. I mean, most, yeah. There's some things that are very, very close to 100%, but yes. There's always room for user error, too. Okay, thinks of new topic. I'm too old for this knowledge now. Lizbeth, thank you for the 200 jewels. Highly appreciated. That's very great. Everybody say thank you to Liz for supporting the stream and helping make it possible. Highly appreciated. Elizabeth Pat, what do you... you pop up in chat enough. I don't... do you want to be called Lizbeth Pat, or do you want, like, Lizbeth Pat? What's an easier way to refer to you? Because it is a little bit hard. It's easy to read Lizbeth Pat. It's a little hard to say Lizbeth Pat. Is that what you usually go by when people, like, chat? What do you prefer? You mean Liz Boat? Yeah, exactly. Whoops. Oh yeah, we don't have it. I don't think we have enough mud. I see Lunar Phase released the entire cast on Discord. Yeah, I believe they did. Yeah, there's a lot of awesome people. Liz. All right, Liz it is. I see Lunar Phase. Yeah, I didn't know they had released their whole cast, but yes. A lot of exciting people. There's gonna be Viking. There's gonna be. Let's look at the cast real quick. Let's see. At least people in the Discord. We got Anathra, Duvid, Peepforp, Forcevit, having Discord or OBS open has put Discord into streamer mode, and I can't read some of these. Trog, a lame towel. It's weird that some of these aren't obscured. Leon, Mog Swamp, Viking, of course, which I already think I said. Jays, I worked with Jays a little bit. Once, a while back, I was on his channel. Fool, of course. Yeah, several SPK people. Mig. Jake Kelton, which invented Buildstone for anybody who watched Hermitcraft. Yeah, lots and lots of people. I'm definitely grazing over some people. It's a little hard to read the list with OBS open, but yeah, highly recommend it. I'm very excited for it. It starts, I believe, on July 11th. So I'm very excited. I got plans that I think will be very, very silly indeed. Lunar phase time. Yeah, Venus routes. Oh, your name is very topical. Bridge looks nice so far. Thank you. Yeah, here's the bridge. Coming along. Is the texturing working? I think it is. I might get rid of those. So I'm a little bit off about it. It's not that it's bad. I'm just not quite sure it's good. It's not bad. Might have to come back and refine it later, but it's not too bad. It'll do for now. I definitely don't have enough mud right now, though. Hopefully I didn't have that off for too long. Please don't add anything red to... Calica. No worries. I will add nothing red to it. Don't you worry. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm actually... You know, that was an accident, but actually, would that look better? What do you think, guys? While I go sleep. Would it be better to pop this out a layer here? I mean, I'm going to do some decorations in here no matter what. But should the mud come out a layer? Or should it stay recessed all the way up? Plan was to do recessed all the way up. And I think that still looks better. What do you think? Recessed with foliage. Okay. Yep. Put out a layer, maybe. I think what we'll do, we will pop it out, but maybe not with the mud. We're definitely going to add some more detailing on the sides later. Yeah, we are quite shy on mud, I think. Unfortunately. Leaves and vines. Maybe not vines, because vines are so annoying to work with, and I don't know if it will add enough to make sense here, but definitely some leaves. Could you do a dispenser with water bottles? Why would I do what's the idea there? Oh, you mean like to make mud faster? I could. At this point, I don't know if it's worth it. It's something I would do long term in the world, but at this stage, like, this is probably the majority of what I'll use mud for a while. If I do another big project involving mud at some point, I might do it properly. I'm not going to bother going down for those. We can probably stay for the whole stream today. Hubby took the rest of the week off, which means he's cooking on the grill tonight. Yum. What y'all eating? Oh, man. You know what? Okay. This is a kind of a weird take, and I do understand that. I may have said this on stream before. I am not upset that steak has gotten more expensive. Which is weird. Kind of a weird thing to say. I do understand that. But here's my train of thought, right? Everybody's heard the phrase steak dinner. And it's like associated as being like, oh, you're splurging, you're having a nice dinner. Steak is not like a particularly good thing for you. It's obviously fine and has some, it's not bad, but when you eat it a lot, you know, there's a lot of unhealthy fats and cholesterol, and it's not good for you, but it is delicious. But when you can have it all the time, it kind of stops being so special, right? It's steak. I mean, you know, getting used to steak, it's no longer that special. Like, there was a time not too long ago where I was getting 2 ribeyes, having a 2 ribeye dinner for like $12, which is not, you know, it's not the cheapest meal out there, but it's something you could have once a week if you really wanted to without too much trouble. Now, 2 ribeyes is costing $20-25. It's not cheap at all, which means it feels like a special occasion. Whenever I have steak now, it truly feels like I'm splurging and having a special meal. I appreciate that steak a lot more than I was appreciating it. I'm not saying food in general I enjoy being more expensive, but steak is one of those, you know, it is a luxury meal, and it's kind of okay to me if it is priced like a luxury meal. I don't know. I know that's a little bit of a crazy take. But yeah, steak. I've heard of chicken dinner. Well, winter chicken dinner, but no, like steak dinner is known as being like a fancy dinner. At least I know culturally in the US it is, because meat used to be a very, very big deal societally. Meat was hard to come by. You know, farming was not nearly as efficient as it is today. Okay, let's see. How am I doing on dirt? Oh, I didn't pause. I think I still got a couple stacks of dirt at home. See, this is why I need that bridge, so I can just run across here and check that. If I need to farm up a little bit of dirt, I might start tearing out this wall here and connecting this bridge to the path over here. This pickaxe is getting quite low. I might need to repair it. We buy from the butcher, and I vacuum seal all my meats. Oh, see, I'm trying to do that more. So I don't know if I've told this story. Like 6 months ago, right? Me and my wife heading back from the grocery store, and we see this guy doing the classic thing. He's got an arrow sign, and he's throwing it up in the air, spinning it. Looks like he's, you know, trying to sell pizzas or something. But we get a good look at the sign, and it says 20 ribeyes, $30. Or it's like maybe tops, it was like 60 or something. I was like, that's a very good deal, especially in this economy. So we follow the signs. We're like, I don't know if we can miss this. We follow the signs. We end up in this parking lot. And it's in a parking lot. There's a semi truck with like a rope around it to guide a path, like a line. And so instantly it's like, okay, we're gonna buy ribeyes out of the back of a semi truck. This is getting a little bit weird, but at this point, I don't know if I can leave without finding out where this is going. So we walk up, and this dude literally, like he's showing me drugs. He pulls out like a briefcase and pulls a box out of it and just slams it on the table, opens it up facing us. Like it's a briefcase. It's so ridiculous. And he shows these 20 like tiny ribeyes. Like they're clearly sliced as small as possible. But even in reality, it was still a good price, even for that amount of ribeye. It would be the equivalent, like if you went to the grocery store and bought ribeyes, it would be the equivalent of about probably 5 to 10 of them. But it was, you know, they were about probably that big, about that, like that thick. So tiny, perfect for like a sandwich or something. In fact, I have one if I felt crazy enough to go run to my freezer and grab one. I still have one left. Let's see. Okay, I'll finish the story, but let me like get moving instead of wandering around telling a story. So it's he does that, and then he shows us this, and he's like, yeah, and you can get this for like 60-70 bucks or whatever it was, but also we have this deal for $500. You can get like those ribeyes plus the like 4 more steaks and a big old T-bone and like 20 ground beef patties. It was like so much meat that you couldn't really figure out in your head if it was a good deal. It sounded like a good deal, and I think it probably was an okay deal. But I used to be in sales. My wife works for a family business that works in sales. Like, we know what getting sold sounds like, and this man was a salesman all day long. So instantly brain says, we're getting upsold. We don't need to do this. Let's just get the ribeyes. The ribeyes are a great deal. And so we tell him no. He's like, okay, you know what? Do either of you work during COVID, or are you military? And they're like, yeah, we work during COVID. And he's like, okay, you know what? We'll give you $100 discount. So now we're down to 400. And we're like, still don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. And he's like, you know what? I got a coupon I can use. We'll bring it down to 300. No, we still don't need it. We just don't need it. We don't need to spend $300 out of the blue on a bunch of meat. And we'll just take the ribeyes. He's like, okay, you know what? You drive a hard bargain, but it's our last day here, and we really just need to get rid of the last of it. We'll give it to you for $200. $200, man. For that much meat? Jeez. All right, we'll spend $200. And we're still working our way through it. It's been really good quality meat. Not disappointed in the slightest with it. I'm so distracted. Oh, see, I'm so lost in the sauce on my story that I have forgotten why I even walked over here. I don't know if I even had a good reason for walking over here. And yeah, it was such a weird, sketchy situation. Like, I can't describe how weird it was to be just literally buying boxes of meat in a parking lot. Just weird, but the meat has been great. We've had a bunch of it, and it was great. And apparently they come back once a year to the same parking lot. They just like go on tour. They're some ranch in Texas that just goes on tour selling meat across the country. And when they come back, if I see them, I'll do it again. It was a great deal. We happened to get a deep freezer a couple months back, so we just filled half of that thing with a bunch of meat. It's been great. Surprisingly good investment, but absolutely ridiculous. Me and my wife, we were just like, how could we say no when the man literally took $300 off $500? Like, he just, every time we said no, he kept kept bringing the price lower. Like, it felt like a game of limbo. Lost in the sauce is such a weird saying. It is. You know what, Joanne? You're totally right there. Your mama never told you not to go to the van with candy? Well, what about a semi-truck full of steaks? Mama never told me about the semi-truck full of steaks. Mama never told me about the steak man. I was woefully unprepared for the steak man. But Mama should have told me to go talk to the steak man, because apparently the steak man's, like, is a bro. There's a meat seller at the farmer's market in my town, and he always sells out of a white van. That's crazy. Is it unmarked? Is it just, like, purely a white van, or does he at least have, like, a sticker or something? Let's go ahead and finish up these 9. Still have COVID TP. I'm not a doomsday prepper, but I have become more of a prepared guy. Like, okay, I'm gonna get weird here for a minute. I have a big old crate in this closet of canned goods. Literally, oh man, I don't even know if I can show this off very well. This is so much extra effort for what this is. But I've been slowly building up a container of long-lasting canned goods. It's hard to see. This whole thing is full to about here, full of canned goods, probably altogether, shoot, I would say at this point it's probably $200 of canned goods, maybe a little bit more, because I see a little bit of a writing on the wall. Not writing on the wall, I just see enough things happening. Not so much like, again, it's not like the country's gonna end or anything like that. I'm not a doomsday prepper, but I do see that it would be smart to be ready for food shortages, for hurricanes, for whatever. Let's see. I would have never done that. You know, it's funny how the perception around people who keep a ton of extra food and such on hand, like literally called preppers, the whole prepping thing, that has become slowly less of an insane thing over the last few years. And it's not a good thing that it's become more normal. Like, it just means that generally people see a little bit less stability in society. And it is funny because, you know, go back to like the Great Depression, right? There's still people alive today. Well, okay, I don't know. I think there's still some people, but in our lifetimes, a lot of us have met people from the Great Depression, and notoriously, these people would hoard basic supplies. You know, they value some basic skills like hunting and such, and just knowing how to put food on the table. And we look back at that as like, oh, you know, they're from the Great Depression. They're just a little bit messed up kind of thing. Really what that is that's like being a prepper in all reality, right? They've been through it. They've been through a time where society failed them and they were not able to easily provide for themselves. And they had to fend for themselves, and have those mentalities. So it's funny because, well, it's funny is not the word. I know this is a crazy thing to be talking about, but it's like we as a people have become so used to things being stable from the prosperity we've had in our lives that it seems crazy to question if it will last. When in almost all of human history, major instability has been inevitable. It's not just like a question of if it'll happen, it's when it'll happen. So it's smart to you know, at the very, very, very least, if there's gonna be a really, if you know, an earthquake, a hurricane, whatever, to have like a week's worth of food on hand and some proper emergency kits. And I was never this kind of person at all until the last couple of years. I had nothing. I had the basic food that I would buy from the grocery store, just to last me until my next grocery store visit. But if something serious had happened and I wasn't able to get out to the grocery store or whatever, I would have been in trouble. I asked my kid, what's the first thing you do when the power goes out? He had no idea. So I told him, you fill jugs, tubs, sinks full of water. Yes, exactly. And that's assuming you don't live on a well. That's a crazy thing, right? If you live a little more rural and you're not on city tap, if the power goes out, you can't power the pump that pulls water out of your well, which means you don't have water. Like, you got to consider these things, you know? That's why I started seriously gardening. I'm trying, oh, see, I'm doing the same thing. Like, right, this year, again, not a doomsday prepper. I know this is crazy, but we're supposed to have a crazy El Nino, which if you don't know what an El Nino is, basically it means the world's gonna get really, we're gonna have an exceptionally hot summer/fall. There's water currents that have a lot of water, a lot of heat in them that are going to essentially cross the ocean, stagnate against South America, and release a ton of heat into the atmosphere. And it's going to, in theory, it could be very disastrous. Now, these things always get overpredicted. Don't panic, but definitely be prepared. In theory, it's going to make a lot of crops struggle in the second half of the year, which means the price of canned goods and such are going to go up. And food in general is going to get more expensive. In first world countries like America and such, all it's going to mean is food's going to go up a little bit in price. You're not going to end up starving to death, most likely. But in third world countries and such, you know, for instance, it's supposed to, more than the name El Nino comes from Peru, because Peruvian fishermen in a couple hundred years ago noticed every few years, all the fish would disappear from the fish from fishing, like off the coast of Peru. And what it is that worm's water cycle hits Peru, like it crosses the Pacific and hits Peru, and then it all stops there, and it kills a bunch of microplankton, which the fish feed on, and therefore all the fish go extinct because there's no microplankton for them to eat. And so, well, they don't go extinct. Just the populations go so far down that fishing becomes unsuccessful. These are the types of cascading effects that can happen from El Nino. And this is, in theory, going to be the worst one to have ever happened, and yada, 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 doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. I don't expect, like, I hear stuff like that, and I don't expect the worst case scenario. But I do hear stuff like that and go, like, doesn't mean it's not going to be bad. It doesn't mean you shouldn't make sure you have some stuff on hand. Just important to be that way. Just smart. And if it does make you nervous, what makes you feel less nervous? Slowly building up food. Now, and this is a whole complicated thing. I know I've been yakking about this for a while, but it's not always good to be a prepper either, because you're hoarding resources that other people could use. But like what I do, I buy like 2 cans when I go to the grocery store every couple weeks. A slow build up. I'm not yoinking everything like it's COVID toilet paper, right? I'm just slowly grabbing a little extra. I eat it and I cycle it out and I keep a reserve. And that's all there is to it. It's just smart. It's smart to be prepared. Because stability is not a given as it feels like it has been since we were kids. I've been canning since I was a kid with my mom and grandma. And honestly, I just like gardening because a lot of the times the stuff you get is more nutritious and tastes better. Like especially, oh my gosh, tomatoes. Tomatoes is like the prime example of it's so much better when you oh man, I needed to make mud. Okay, I think we're good. I don't have enough mud, do I? I'm so busy talking. I'm just like full autopilot in the dumbest way possible. It's okay. He'll be all right. Yeah, I still don't think this is going to be enough, to be honest. Why does the thumbnail... Lennon, that's not even... You're going in a different direction than everybody else. That's even worse. Nope. Nope. Denmark just had our first ever tornado. Yikes. Yeah, I've heard that Europe is having tornadoes for the first time in the last year or two. Like, I believe Europe's never had tornadoes, and Tornado Alley in the US has changed shape. It's moved further towards the East Coast. Anyway, this really has become like a doom and gloom thing. I know everything's doom and gloom. That's not the point of these streams. This is the place where you go to escape that and have a little bit of fun. So I got on my soapbox a little bit because I do think it's smart to preach preparedness. But, you know, the world's got enough negativity without it being in the Minecraft stream. So maybe it's a good time to move on to happier subjects. Let's see. Happier subjects. Okay, here's some. All the ladies in chat are gonna love this. I've been watching Bridgerton with my wife. I've seen season 1 before, but I'm watching season 2. I was watching Bridgerton today with my wife, and that show's ridiculous, man. I'm a bit of a sucker for chick flicks a lot of times. I don't know what it is. I love a good romance and on television. I think I'm just personally I've found a lot of my own happiness in the romance in my life. Oh god, I'm a corny sap, but you know, I feel that, and so it's a like happiness that I relate to. And so when I see it in TV, I can't help but root for like even a fictional character getting the same thing I have, you know. So definitely a bit of a sucker for a good romance. And Bridgerton, it's got it in all the goofy soap opera-y kind of ways. Yeah, all that work and we still don't have enough mud. I was recording. Thank you for pointing that out. Sandra, did you change your name a little bit? You did, because I know your username usually has... I still don't know the name of it, but the 2 little dots above the O. You don't think you give divorced dad energy? What? I honestly watched season 1 of Bridgerton a while back, and I wasn't into... I really liked the guy from season 1, the Duke. And when I heard the actor left, I was like, I don't need any more of this. I'm good. You know, because I'm a dude, so I do care about the male characters and the few precious, interesting male characters in Bridgerton. But now I'm finally giving season 2 a shot. And so far it's been good. And I know so little about where the show goes after season 1. So as far as I know, the most recent seasons have been absolute garbage. I have no idea. Maybe the show gets better. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. I've been enjoying season 2. Okay, I need mud. And I don't have any dirt. I guess we're going to have to go get some more dirt. The stream you sent us to... The stream you sent us to raid last time, John, what are you talking about? You don't have to give divorced data. Wait, I sent you to, Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. I know exactly who I sent it to. The username, I'm just drawing. I feel awful about this. Holy crap, who is it? This is driving me crazy. Shauna Jade, that's who it was. Yes. And they were, I believe they were with Hilm Sisi, I believe. Right. Anyways, all that to say, I don't know what that has to do with divorced dad or whatever. Divorced dad energy. Probably record while I'm cleaning this up, since this will be kind of part of the bridge build. Where is the wood on this part? Okay, there we go. Is that all of it? I think so. Okay. Sorry, just trying to make sure I get all the wood. I was on Twitch. I got you, Sandra. Okay, that makes sense. So one was your YouTube account, one was your Twitch. See, for me, when I'm reading chat, all I get is your profile picture and then a tiny little badge, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. So sometimes it's very easy to overlook whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. That makes sense. They mentioned that you give the energy that you are happily married and oh, I forgot about that, Joey. Yeah, they said I gave divorced dad energy, and I said, I'm happily married. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was funny. That was very funny. Okay. I think that covers all that. So now actually collect a little dirt. And we gotta keep the time lapse going till at least most of these leaves decay, or it'll just suddenly pop out of existence very noticeably in the time lapse. Did I watch Queen Charlotte? No, I have not gotten to the Queen Charlotte. We might end up watching it. We'll see. My wife was... I wasn't super interested in watching it again, but my wife started watching it without me. She's been kind of like, I need to watch Bridgerton for the last couple months. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to watch Bridgerton. And she started watching it without me. And now I was like, wait, I want to watch Bridgerton. She's like, you better not stop watching it on me. Like, I'm not gonna wait for you. You better watch. Like, if we're watching this, we're watching it. You can't do this to me. And I'm like, fair enough. Okay, I'm chopping up this landscape, but I got to make sure I actually carve out a path for the bridge to connect to. So we're going to connect to about here, and also I'm going to need some dirt to build up this land to make this connect right. So really, I need a good bit of dirt. Okay, let's just rough out a quick path up this hill. Bridgerton is fun, so long as you don't take it too seriously. Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, if you want to get into the historical accuracies of Bridgerton, like, yeah, there's a few things you could point out. Don't even get me started on the historical accuracies of some of the races, because that is definitely overlooking some history there. But, yeah. It's supposed to be a fun show, not a historically accurate show. little bit of wood down there I can grab, sure. Do I... Oh my god, I saw something move over there. I think it was just some leaf particles, and I thought I was having a creeper walk up next to me. I just went full gamer face. Oh dear. I fully believe I did. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a little dirt from elsewhere, because I think I'm gonna need a lot more than what I can just kind of shave off the top there. It's alternate history? Yeah. It's not supposed to be historically accurate? Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of fun. Oh, the new shrub blocks. These aren't even that new anymore. I just don't see them. Don't pay attention to them super often. Kind of fun, though. Shrubs, right? Or are they called bushes? Oh, I don't have shears. Ah. I think it would be nice if it was historically accurate with all the inclusion. Oh, I mean... And to a degree, it kind of is. I mean, it's... Other than stuff like that, the rest of it's not egregiously inaccurate. There's a lot of details they pull up that are interestingly accurate. Like, for instance, in Season 2, my wife was pointing out... Kate... One of the hair treatments she was giving her little sister was a real hair treatment that they did back then for Hindi lady, like Indian ladies, yeah. It's bush. Okay, interesting. It's fun if it's a genre you usually like. Yeah, I like period pieces. Okay, I've never been like, oh man, period pieces, it's my favorite thing in the world, but no, they're fun. Men's society norms, fair. I'm not sure we're gonna 100%, well, we're definitely not gonna 100% finish this bridge today. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to fully grind out all the materials we need, and I won't have time to finish it today. We'll be probably wrapping up pretty firmly around the 2-hour mark. We're at about 1 hour and 33 minutes right now. But yeah, this bridge will be finished soon. Never seen a stream that said the words period, flows, and IUDs so much. Dear God. What happened to my Christian Minecraft server? How could this happen? Yes, these are all very unchristian things to say, totally. We're such a chick chat. I know. My chat has been like completely overrun by ladies, which like that's fine, but also, yeah, what does that say about the conversation I invite? You know, I'm a straight dude, but it has become a joke that it is. My wife does like to joke a little bit about how it seems like most of my fans have become middle-aged women. Oh man, at least on streams and such. But I do say that is a result of having grown up homeschooled in a lot of ways. I've become a lot better at being very polite and respectful in a way that tends to appeal to middle-aged women. You're in touch with my feminine side. True, I suppose. Oh, you love it? I don't dislike it. I'm 18 if it makes you feel better. Hey, Maya, congrats on that though, because like that means you're just about done with high school, correct? Congrats. Congrats on being able to sign for your own things now. So not all middle-aged. Good point, Maya. Good point. Says that I respect women. I, an ally of the ladies. It is me, the friend of women. That was up there as one of the dumber things, dumber jokes I've ever made. And then I feel like at the same time, a lot of you are gonna be like, nope, nope, you've made way dumber. Turned 21 in May, congrats. 36. Well, now that I'm discussing everybody's ages, just a reminder, internet safety, maybe listing everybody's ages in chat. Well, okay, you're all adults, so you can make your own choices. If any of you were minors, I would definitely be like, let's not be advertising your age in chat, but you're adults, make your own choices. I have found, I used to be a lot more lax about my real life identity on the internet. And then I've had a couple instances where I've had people get a little too parasocial and nothing bad has ever happened, but I've realized how vulnerable I was to bad things happening if somebody were to be crazy and how little control I would have over that. And so I've tried to generally back off. I had somebody one time, this was really uncomfortable. Somebody in my Discord just straight up posted my full name just in a message out of nowhere. And I didn't even know where they got it. And they did tell me, and thankfully they didn't. I think they just said it to be edgy and creep me out, but it worked. So I try to be a lot more careful about that. You know, there's a lot of horror stories about content creators. It's not at all safe to be public about your identity on the internet, but it's especially not safe if you are trying to be loud about your presence on the internet like I do, you know, being a content creator and all that. Trying to shine a light on myself, and then if I try to shine a light on who I actually am, that makes myself so vulnerable. And there is horror stories like, two stories come to mind instantly. Anybody ever heard of Christina Grimmie? She was a singer who started on YouTube back in early days, but in like 2016, she hosted a concert and a crazy fan, she was doing like a meet and greet signing, and a crazy fan shot her. Like she literally, this is, you know, kind of the classics. Oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you. Opens her arms to give him a hug, and he just shoots her. Just that kind of terrible stuff. Or Gavin from the Slow Mo Guys. If anybody watches the Slow Mo Guys, I don't know fully all the details. My understanding is a year or two back, somebody broke into his house. And he was like straight up hiding in a closet on the line with 911 while this person tried to murder suicide. Like take him down and then end his own life. And I believe they did end up ending their own life. But like, you know, Gavin never even met this person. I don't think even had any interactions with them online. It's just somebody had enough of his personal information to be able to, in a moment of psychosis, literally do that, and Gavin did nothing to incite it. It just happened because he made that information available. Like you just have to be careful, because you don't know. You have no control over who's watching. You know, 99 out of 100 of you will be completely normal, but it's that 1 in 100 that's going to be a monster, you know? And it only takes one. It was a stalker? Yeah, exactly. And have a wife? Yep. I pretty much only know that you live in North Carolina and I'm around 29. Yep, and that's about as far as we go. As we'll go. Yeah, certainly won't be sharing my last name because, right, White Pages is the thing. If I give you much more information than that, you go find me on White Pages. Like, it's that easy. It's just crazy. Let's see. Online safety should be the first and foremost, right? And it's crazy how open people got about their identity. I think people are getting a little bit better about it again, but people got so open with their identities online. Me included, you know. We don't need much more than that. Google exists, right? Yeah, it's so much easier than you think it is. For somebody who's determined, it can be so easy. Like, heck, I could show you out my window, and if you're somebody like Rainbolt, you know, can find a specific location just based on like a mountain view, that kind of thing. Again, you're not talking super high odds, but the fact that it's possible means you are vulnerable to it. That's what's scary. And all it takes is one crazy person with the right skill set. One of my persons used to track down old uncanny photos of teachers using White Pages. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, let's I'm just trying to go ahead and get down all the normal packed mud. Even if I am making a stupid parkour course for myself at this point. I did unpause, thank God. Ah. Oh my gosh, I'm still just a tiny bit shy on mud. This, okay, it's actually, hold on. Okay, still not enough. But I have the actual mud, which is the tedious part, because I should have plenty of hay still. So my profile quote is, intolerance is my trigger. So if you're here, I definitely triggered you. Dear God. I don't even know. I don't even know. I've got streamer brain a little bit, so I can't fully understand the implication of that, but my brain instantly reads that as little edgy, my good sir. So now I don't even post pictures. Yeah, valid. Well, and yeah, I mean, especially if you're a lady, like, man, it's you know, things people can do with AI these days. Like, shoot, who was it a few months ago? Oh, anybody know Finester? It's another streamer. Got famous for like being a cross-dressing and kind of femme-baiting people by being a boy that pretended to be a girl and being quite convincing at it with good cross-dressing. Now they're, I believe, trans, gender fluid, but they basically got bullied offline because people were using AI to undress them, which just gross behavior, you know? Like, it's crazy what people would do online that they would never do in real life. I mean, why else do people go to your Facebook profile page? Because you... yep. Yep, exactly. Friendly reminder that if Rainbolt can find you, anyone else who learns those skills can. Yes, exactly! Exactly. You nailed it on the head, Isabel. Oh my god, no. No, I can't be one block shy. That's the worst. Oh my god, no. I mean, it's easy to get, but it's just the worst. Oh. Yeah, it can be packed. That's fine. Call it texturing. How dangerous is that if I miss that jump? Not. All right, guys, there we go. Oh no, there's a missing block there too. Ah, what have I done? Okay, but from this side, it looks good. It's coming together. All right, I need to go get a little bit more mud. Also, probably cover the top in just dirt and let the grass fill in. People can really suck, yeah, especially if she posts a picture of herself. Oh god, guys, yeah. I follow an autism awareness page with a female admin, and she's always sharing horrid DMs. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Did I use all of my dirt? I guess I did. I got lost in the sauce yet again. Streamer brain, like, man, I get the worst streamer brain. I think what it really is, right? I'm just not somebody who switches between tasks very easily in my brain. I do not multitask well. So I'm sitting here trying to speak with like any form of intelligence and coherence. And at the same time, I'm trying to play the game, which is exacerbated by the fact that I'm playing hardcore and really need to be locked in lest something very bad happens. Two fairly intensive tasks at once. I'm either doing one or the other, and trying to switch rapidly between both makes me struggle. Like, I always end up super tired after stream because it's really hard for me to keep my brain moving at that fast of a pace. Back in the day, Yahoo Chat and AOL chat, the rude DMs would always come through. I mean, gross stuff. Yeah, I believe that. Well, and it's funny because back then, you know, people didn't understand internet safety, but they did understand how sketchy the internet could be. That's not fully fair, or that's not fully right. There's so many people who got taken advantage of because they didn't understand how the internet works back then. Still happens, obviously, but it's at least more understood these days. But I don't know. I guess I feel like people expected the internet to be grosser back then because it was so much more of the Wild West. Now we have all this, you know, moderation and such, like companies that are supposed to be enforcing better safety practices. But I think all that's done is really it creates more of a false sense of security rather than any actual much real security. So maybe in some ways it's actually become more dangerous. I don't know. I don't know why this stream has ended up being so talking about so many terrible things. It's not like I'm in some garbage mood or anything. Just for some reason, it's been what I've been compelled to talk about today. So I apologize for anybody who was looking for a nice, cheery, happy stream. I'll do better, I promise. But I don't regret talking about anything we've talked about today because I think it's all been good, important stuff to talk about that I feel very, feel like it's good stuff to talk about, you know, like important stuff to talk about. I don't really like the spruce leaf. I don't really like spruce leaves. I guess I didn't. My flabbers were gasted. Wait, what did I miss? What are you talking about? Do I make backups? Would you restore a world if you died in some stupid accident? Realistically, what would happen? I do have some rules about what I consider a passive, like an acceptable death in hardcore and not. As a general rule, I will never accept a death that is AFK. Because, and I know some people would disagree with that, but like, for instance, Viking, the other half of Everwake, he lost his very long-term hardcore world to AFK. And it was so anticlimactic, he just forgot to close the game after streaming. And he accepted it, which, you know, understandable. It is a true death. He made a mistake. But to me, that is not really a gameplay failure. We all know that a AFK death, it's something that could happen to anybody, and it's not really a fair death. It's not a skill issue. You just forgot to do something. You made a mistake. You forgot to close the game. I don't know. If I lost my hardcore world to such a petty little accident, I would not accept it. I'd be honest that it happened, but I would retcon it. And I don't need a world backup for that. I would just, like, I'd go spectate the world, I'd open the LAN, allow cheats, and I'd put my self back into survival. If I really wanted to, like, scrub it, you could go into the statistics and remove it. But I have learned about myself is that hardcore is tricky. I've never done hardcore. I tried to avoid hardcore for most of the time I played Minecraft because I do recognize that this is not really my style of game. I don't like the idea of having that high of pressure and being able to lose so much work in such a short amount of time. Shoot, where was I going with that? But UHCG taught me that I don't have it in me to continuously play in a world that I've cheated and deceived the audience, because I take too much pride in what I do, you know? Like, to sit here and pretend that I have legit played this world, like that I've never died in my hardcore world, when I had faked it, I just couldn't do that because I'm not a good enough liar for that. I'm not. It would bother me too much. I take too much pride in it. And I would be too miserable with it. I'd lose all passion for the series, which, you know, I already struggle a lot with motivation on projects if I'm not super interested in it, and it would totally kill the project for me to cheat like that. So like, if I do ever have to like cheat myself back to life, you will understand the circumstances in which it happened. And whether you agree with it or not, that's your choice, but I will be honest about it. Situations, again, would include AFK deaths, or if I died to some sort of obvious glitch, which would be a very rare circumstances, but if that happened, I would more than likely cheat myself back to life. Let's see, there's not a whole lot of other situations where I would cheat, but yeah, rest assured, if I die in hardcore, you'll know about it. No cover-ups. That whole thing Josh did about dying in UHCG, and you were so honest about it. Oh yeah, see, that was tough. That really was tough. Look, I'll be honest. You want me to be I'll be brutally honest. I did. The reason in UHCG that there is no footage of my death is because I had convinced, I will admit, I have convinced myself that I would cheat a couple times. I'll be fully honest about that. I told myself that if I did not have anything going, that if I did die to some freak accident like I did in UHCG, me not having footage of it would be an excuse to not count it, because it'd be too disappointing for the fans, right? Oh, how lame would it be if I just died off camera? And it was very lame. It ended up just being like too bad. I went as far as I did cheat myself back to life. And then like a few minutes later, I kind of slowly came to the acceptance that nope, I'm not going to do that. Like I won't be able to, I care too much about UHCG for this. And then look, we're going to be honest here, right? Hardcore World 2. I didn't catch that on camera either. This was like 2-3 months ago at this point. I didn't catch that on camera. The footage of me dying to the pillagers that I showed and will be in my new video, I recreated because it was pretty accurate. But I cheated myself back to life at first. And I opened up the MBT editor. I was going through my statistics to scrub that death because in my brain, at first, my train of thought goes into, this is what I do in crisis mode. In any crisis in life, my brain goes into fix it mode. Not because I know I can't always fix things, but what my brain says is if I just put my head down and work on this, I will get it to be as small of a problem as possible. And then I can I can like feel emotional about it. So brain said, just undo as much damage as possible and then you can feel it. So I did. I got the world pretty much to a point where I could have fully covered it up if I wanted to. And then I went, dude, you're like what? 3 weeks into this hardcore world? You're really going to make a whole hardcore series in a world that you cheated in, and you know that this is all a load of crap? The fundamental promise of a hardcore world is that you only get one life. And if I went on and continued that so early on in the series, like, it's not even about how y'all would react if you found out I did that. To me, I just knew that it would instantly have killed the project for me. And honestly, it almost turned me off from even starting this world. I'm glad I did because I've been having a great time. But it did. It was like the amount of wasted hours that just got flushed down the drain. My brain said, this is a business decision. This is hurting my wallet for me to keep doing this. Like, my YouTube is a business for me. I need to treat it like such and not let a dumb game decision ruin it. And I went, if all YouTube ever is a job to me, then why I could certainly go make better, easier money somewhere else, right? I take too much pride in it. And man, it's so easy to talk myself up and say this, like, what happens, a couple years down the line if I die in this world? And now that's hundreds, thousands of hours that get thrown away by some stupid mistake. I'll be tested again. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I won't feel that temptation again. I know I will. But I think I've been through I've tested myself enough at this point to know that if I get put in that situation again, it won't be worth it to me. It won't be worth it to me because I don't want that from my content. I just don't. I value the realness too much. If I would just as soon just have a forever world, Again, that's why I haven't done hardcore in so long, because I just don't want to be in that situation. I know that it does risk bringing out the worst in me, but I just don't want that. I don't want that. And I think there is a happy middle ground. There's some comfort in knowing that there are situations where the most tempting situations, like an AFK death or whatever, I'm saying right from the get-go, like that if something goes wrong and I have to make the choice to cheat myself back to life, the freedom of saying, yeah, you know right now that if that happens, I will cheat myself back to life. And you're just going to have to choose to be okay with that. And if not, then there's nothing. This is just what we need to do, right? Setting that immediately gives me the confidence to be willing to do hardcore. And it's funny because I'm still not all that enthused about hardcore as a concept anymore. The only reason I really wanted to do hardcore in the first place is I want to prove I've played Minecraft for so long, it feels ridiculous for me to never have given it a real go. Just felt like I needed to do it to, ironically, get it off my bucket list. Huh, how ironic is that? But it's also, it is compelling on the YouTube side. People like watching hardcore series. But I also wanted to prove to myself a little bit that I could do it, you know? I think we're good. Skyblock King, welcome in. It's my favorite game that I've never played. That's tough. Subnautica, I've played Subnautica, but let's see, a game that I've never even played at all. That's tough. I end up buying a lot of games that I find fun. Trackmania. Well, I played a little bit of Trackmania. I played like less than 5 hours of Trackmania. But I really like watching Trackmania. I find the videos very, very satisfying, and it's oftentimes helps me fall asleep. Reminder to rate at the end of stream. Thank you. Oh yeah, I've yapped for so long. Let's see. It's ending soon. Yeah, we will be stopping soon. Am I going to put up a railing today? Probably not today, no. Is this about UHC? Oh yeah, I was talking a little bit about it. Let's see. I was talking about a little bit about dying in UHCG. Also, Calica, thank you for saying that, like, my integrity convinced you to be to follow me. I appreciate that. Just want you to know that you handled the real context and real emotion that made you so unlike so many others and special. Thank you. I think that, I guess I consider that a nice edge. I know of creators who, and this is a weird thing to say, I know of creators who would cheat. I do. I've had conversation. This is a conversation that happens with most content creators when we collab. Like, this is a little bit of appeal. There's most of the time, unless you really know another creator, there is a conversation that happens. It's like, hey, how legit do you play? Like, if something happens, how much are we going to massage the narrative to make this seem like, to make the story better? Because it's not always about whether you live or die. Sometimes it's just about making the story better, right? Like, there's little retention things here. I'm pretty much done for today, right? We covered all that. I'm gonna yap for just another minute or two because I'm enjoying this conversation. But that is about today's progress on the bridge, FYI. Okay, we can go patch that really quick because I will forget if I don't. But there is a conversation. It's like, how legit do you play? You know, you don't have this with everybody because sometimes you just know. But a lot of times there's a conversation is like, do you massage the narrative at all? And I've talked with creators who are like, oh yeah, you know, it's a business. We're trying to make the best videos possible, and that's all that matters. And that's fine. Sometimes it is okay. Like, sometimes it's really obvious. And if you make it obvious that you are kind of full of crap, then sure, go for it. Like, I don't know 100% sure that Dream's manhunts are fake. I think to at least an extent they are. And he passes them off as real. But, you know, you can still pull off some of those stunts and make compelling content, right? You don't have to try intentionally lie to people. And that's what matters, especially when your content is something like a video game, right? Where skill is such an important attribute of being a Minecrafter, right? Like, skill matters a lot. You're just being fully disingenuous if you lie about your skill level. And that sucks. But yeah, there's a conversation that happens a lot of times. I would say 50% of the time when I'm working, especially one-on-one with somebody, and we're not already like good friends, there will be a conversation. And there has been times where they're like, yeah, I'll massage the narrative. And sometimes that's okay. It depends on the content. Like, I think it's pretty okay to say. I think it's okay to say this. Anybody remember the Infinite Trial Chambers video? I did with that chief guy. Yeah, I don't want to oust people, and I feel comfortable saying this. This is just one example. He did massage some facts in his video on that, and I think that is, I think it was okay. It was pretty obvious that he did, and he did not deny it. Now, some people did read it wrong and thought he was trying to cover it up really badly, because if it was an intentional cover up, it was a very bad job of it. But like, I feel comfortable saying this because I don't think he's hiding it, you know? I wouldn't want to out anybody because it's not, you know, I don't need that drama, but I feel comfortable saying it in his case. We did have that conversation. We had that conversation. It's like, how fake is this going to be? And he's like, it will be a little bit, you know, massaged. And I had to go, is that okay? Is this going to be obvious? Yeah, it's going to be kind of obvious. And so it was okay. So there's been a couple times where I've been in videos where some details were fudged, but, yeah, my rule is it's either legit or you know it's not legit, right? Pretty obvious. I watch a stream from both of them now and a few others. Let's see. But yeah, it's an interesting problem. There's a lot more fake videos than you think. There's a lot more real videos than you think. Like, and it's tough because some people are just really good at faking it. I know a lot of creators who would fake things. I don't work with a lot of the ones that I know that do fake things because it's not me, but, yeah, just know what happens. Anyways, I think this is a pretty good spot to end stream. I just realized I did this whole stream without my purple light. You know what? For no reason at all. There. The last 30 seconds of the stream are going to be real professional as I raid somebody. Who are we raiding? Well, I need to say bridge build 2. Let's see who is live on Twitch. Here's something I'll promise you today. Whoever I raid, to all of my knowledge, they don't ever fake their content. So who are we raiding today? Let's see. Let's raid Tubbo. Tubbo definitely needs my my viewers, you know, all 2.2. Hey, thank you. Who was that? Who did that? Who did that? Random Caesar, thank you for the resub. 11 months, dang. You know what? I think, oh, you know what? Let's raid Nuke. Yeah. Nukery is an awesome creator. Member of SBK. Knows all sorts of people. Absolutely beloved by people in the community. Definitely worth sticking around to say hi to Nukery. And he's also on his subathon right now. So go give him some support because, oh my God, subathons are difficult. Also, side note, vaguely thinking of doing a subathon later this year. I'd love to chat about that in the Discord, see what people think. Nervous about it because it's a whole thing. It's weird to ask people to do that kind of thing. And also a lot of work for me, dear God, but it'd be very fun. So yes, support Nuke on his subathon. I'm initiating that raid right now. That's on the Twitch side of things. Don't worry about it on YouTube, or you can go check out twitch.tv/Nukery, NUKERI. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Thank you for being here. And yay, bridge. We've got a little more work to do on the bridge. We'll probably work on it a little bit next stream. Maybe I'll get a chance to it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. See y'all later. Goodbye. Oh, we'll be back Tuesday. There's too many things to say. I swear the stream will end sometime. Have a good day. Goodbye.